Hello and welcome if you're new here. I'm Amy, I'm a stay-at-home mum to 3 girls, and today I am going to be sharing with you some ideas on how to save money on food. Today's video is a collab with Jennifer from the channel Mama Furfur. So if you've come across from Jennifer's channel, then welcome. It's great to have you here. And if you're not familiar with Jennifer's channel, then here is a quick hello from her.
Hi there everyone, my name is Jennifer from the Mama Furfur channel. It's an honour to be collaborating with Amy from Amy Being Mum on this video. I'm going to produce a video all about my top tips and strategies for saving money on your grocery or your food bill this month and for months ahead. So if you want to see what I'm doing with my family, please do come across. I talk about personal finance, investing and success mindset on my channel. So why not, after watching Amy's video, I'd love if you come across to my channel and I hope you enjoy.
I absolutely love the Mama Furfur channel. It is packed full of really useful information. So once you finish watching this video, make sure you head on over to Mama Furfur channel where you can see Jennifer's video where she is also sharing her tips on how to save money on your food bills. So let's get straight in and I will share with you my tips on how to save money on food. Tip number 1 is something I am always banging on about, and that is meal planning. You can save so much money just by planning ahead what you're going to be buying and what you're going to be making. I have loads of videos about meal planning, so I will try and link them down the description box or up above somewhere and you can check them out. But just planning ahead what you're going to make means that you won't buy loads of things that you're not going to use and food won't go to waste. My next tip is to buy frozen or tinned produce. If you buy fresh produce, there's always the risk that it'll go bad before you've had a chance to use it, which is such a waste of money. But if you buy tinned or frozen, you know that it's going to stay fresh until you're ready to use it, and there's less chance of it going to waste. The next tip is batch cooking. There are always going to be nights when you can't be bothered cooking from scratch, and it's so easy just to reach for a takeaway or for some kind of ready meal, which can be quite expensive. So when you're in the mood for cooking, batch cook a lot of whatever you're making. If you're making spaghetti bolognese, instead of making just one portion for that night, make a big batch of spaghetti bolognese and put half in the freezer, and then nights when you can't be bothered cooking, you know you've got something in the freezer ready to go. My next tip is to try alternative supermarkets. So if you're used to buying just from Tesco or Asda, maybe try some alternative ones, maybe things like Farm Foods, Home Bargains, Iceland, or even some of the Asian supermarkets. If you're looking for things like dried rice or dried noodles, you can get them really affordably in the Asian supermarkets. So have a shop around in alternative places that you maybe wouldn't always shop at normally, and you might get some really good prices on food. The next tip is to stock up on reduced foods when you see them. There's often yellow sticker foods that have been marked down in supermarkets, and if you can stock up on them when you see them, it means that when you come to meal plan, you can look in your freezer, you can see what you have and work from there, and you've managed to get the food cheaper in the first place, which is going to save you money. If you shop in supermarkets, a great tip is to go down a range. So if you're used to shopping a brand name, like for example Kellogg's, maybe go down to maybe Tesco's own brand of Finest cereal. Then maybe you could go down a range again, you could go down to their own brand, which isn't the Finest range, and then again you could go back right down to their Tesco value range. You can go down quite a few ranges till you get to the very bottom, and if you go down gradually and get used to each stage before you go down another stage, then you often don't notice the difference. If you were to go from Kellogg's straight down to Tesco value, you probably would notice a difference, but by doing it gradually, it means that your family and yourself can get used to it and you can save yourself some money. The next tip is to buy dried staple foods in bulk. Things like pasta, rice, flour. If you can buy these things in bulk, you can save yourself a lot of money if it's things that you're going to be using all the time. Obviously, if it's things you don't use very often, buying in bulk isn't going to work out economical because it's going to go off before you use it. But if it's things that you use all the time, it can work out really to your advantage to buy in bulk. A great way to save money is to make things from scratch. If you can learn to make a few things, you can save yourself a lot of money. Some things that I like to make from scratch is pizza bases, cakes, biscuits, things like that. Bread's another great one. If you can teach yourself how to make things, you can save yourself money by buying the raw ingredients and making it yourself. You have the added advantage that you know what's going into it. And at the moment when things are quite hard to find and quite hard to get hold of in shops, if you can make something, you're not going to run out of it. If you are a family that eats meat, a great way to save money is to have some meat-free nights. Meat can end up being quite expensive, so if you can do some vegetarian options or even vegan options, it means you can save yourself a little bit of money, and a lot of the time your family won't even notice the difference if you make something like a veggie chili or veggie bolognese. My family loves a veggie curry, so there's loads of different ideas and you can save yourself a little bit of money by not buying meat. My last tip is to use portion control. Quite often we eat much larger size portions than what the recommended serving size is, and it's not necessarily good for us to eat way more than what we need to be eating. It can make us feel sluggish and put on weight, and it's just not necessary. So if you can get used to eating slightly smaller portion sizes within the recommended allowance, not only will you feel better for it, but you will save yourself some money too by not spending all your money on serving humongous portions of food. So I hope you found all these tips useful. If you've come across from Jennifer's channel, then I hope you enjoyed this video and you'll stick around and subscribe. And if you're from my channel, make sure you head on over to Jennifer's and check out her video next. I will see you in the next video and take care till then. Bye.